mortals, capable of mistakes. The journey's not here to be
I
agonized
suppose. Welcome back, Mere Mortal Lions. We got monthly goals today. This is our chance to reflect back monthly on what has been going on. Look forward at the month at hand to see what is coming. And, you know, to some out there, you might be thinking, guys, is this your, monthly goals because it's, we're going into 2023, January 23, and we're reviewing 2022? No,
incorrect.
That is not what we are doing. If you've listened to us at all for the last 3 years, and we have been doing this now for over 3 years, nope, that's not what we do. We generally just look back on the month to month. I do my annual goals. If you haven't listened to us for a little while, I do my annual goals basically off my birthday on August, and Karen does his off October.
Start of October.
So it's not really an annual thing, but once again, we like to just look at it monthly. But for all intents and purposes, this is the last month, December 2022 goals, and we'll be looking at January 2023.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I'll just review the December 2022 goals, and I'll bring it up, and you've probably got it on the screen there. Yep. The only one that I didn't achieve, and if you took a listen to the previous one, I kept it easy, kept it nice and easy this time around.
He did.
So in December, I actually didn't do this particular one, which was go swimming 4 times. I went swimming 0 times.
Oh,
I won't even count.
And it's been hot enough as well. No,
I was gonna count one of them because I did go to a creek, beach area, and I swam in there, but I wasn't swimming laps.
It's not what you imagined.
Yeah, exactly.
Set the goal.
So that was really to get me on the goal path for a 2 kilometer swim. Just didn't do any of them. The rest of them, really happy that I did, especially completed the 2 book reviews from Ryan Holiday.
Yep,
got those out.
nice.
They're scheduled as well, so they'll be
in
your ear holes very soon. But also, just simple stuff around just making sure I focus on the food and the drink. We haven't finished December yet, so we're a couple of days away from December. Yeah. But everything else was just really nice. Plus, I got the 1 hour session stretching like 2 days, 3 days into the month as well, which is really nice. Just kind of like smashed out of the way. I was at home, plenty of time. It was really good.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
That was it for December. You?
Beautiful, man. Well, I've had a pretty fantastic December, to be honest. Yeah,
okay.
It's probably my best month all year, and maybe even for like 2 years. So pretty much did everything. Got all the Spanish done, German, stretching and rehab, and I've still got a couple of days left, and I've still done all them. Went to all the events, organized a podcast meetup. Was definitely cultivating my Christmas spirit. Was much more generous and whatnot. Finished the coding book. Got all of my approaches done. So the only thing I haven't done was I wrote down to go to the yoga and unfit run club. I went to the unfit run club 3 times, but I didn't actually end up getting to the yoga. Small funny story behind that, which I might tell right at the very end.
Okay.
Yeah. Off kind of like on air / off air, but yeah, it was funny enough.
Right. Okay.
And the mini list of crypto experiments, I'm working on that right now, so I'm not sure how much I'll get done in the next 3 days. I think portions of it, I'm finally getting my taxes ready. I'm finally doing all the investigating all these little things like whatever the hell Jack Dorsey was doing with Tidal. Yeah, I thought it was something crypto related, but it's just a Spotify, but you pay more.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good.
So, I had should have had my goals up. But yeah, I had a pretty damn solid month for me. I'm really, really, really happy, and we'll see how that reflects upon my January goals as well.
Absolutely,
for sure. Now, normally this is a section where we do the Boostergram Lounge like update summary. I haven't. I'm planning on doing a big thing in a couple of days' time
of amalgamating everything
everything. So. I can just kind of go to our leaderboard, I suppose, and we can just have a look-see, I suppose, of that and just how that has changed over... Geez, how long have we been doing the Boostergrams now, you feel? What's the... How long's that been going on for? I feel I want to say it's about a year and a third.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's roughly... how long we've been.
I know it's over a year, but I wasn't sure like how much more over a year.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, pretty damn awesome. I know we've got 2 million sats earned here. That was the latest from the start of December. So add an extra, probably about another 100,000
or whatever the trend is.
I think that's pretty damn good. We've had the list. If I just go on down here, it was almost up to 200 supporters of different kinds. One thing I have been noticing, and which I hopefully will try and fix soon, is a lot of the times people will boost in, but they won't add a note either. And so I can see this if I go dive deeper into the actual Excel sheet, or sometimes if I just go on Fountain and click on like the boost section
to see what's actually coming through
individual episodes, I'll see, oh, this person boosted 300 or something, but there was no note attached,
comment attached.
I do want to try and capture those, especially because it's not like we're hurting for too many boostergrams.
True.
So other news on this front, I've finally committed. I've done my research. There's only 3 things I need to get to host my own node. I need the Raspberry Pi 4 with 8 gigabyte ideally. If none of those appear, because they're like all out of stock, even the 4 gig ones, I can get it, but then I have to like buy this additional kit thing because that's the only way they're selling it. So hopefully that'll come in the next couple of months and be online. I need to get a what was it? So it was that a cooling case for it.
Case.
I'll probably get one without the fan. So just a what's it? It's like passive cooling, I believe is what it's called. And there was one more other thing that I needed, maybe just like an individual case to kind of
have it all together,
keep all of it together, because I've got the SSD.
So he's making the call. He's going to do it.
I'm going to do it. So when that is up and running, then I'll be able to probably use Dave's helipad, which I believe hopefully will be better. I don't know. I haven't used it, so be kind of a risk as well. But I think it'll be better.
The 2023 venture for Karen.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be good fun.
Really going hard into this kind of owning your own sort of stuff, owning the stack from start to finish. Yep. Apart from bare metal, look. I doubt I'll get to bare metal.
Maybe go all the way down.
Who knows?
No, that'll be exciting.
Man. So let's get into your goals. What's going on for January?
Let's go January 2023. So no, it's not annual goals, not anything like that. And I just updated this as well because I wrote January 2022. I never updated for some reason the years. I did send you the copy of it as well.
You sent it to me. I'm not sure I'll be able to get it up on the screen. Maybe I can whilst you're talking.
Let's just see what it is. But I've got 7 goals instead of 6, so I'm slowly stepping up. However, there's a couple of big ones in here, so I thought I'm not going to go further than that in the Immortalites. First one, so there's 2 in the body section. 1, I want to achieve 3 back workouts per week, all with a focus on a high volume of pull-ups. So this is in particular focusing in on I want to get 30 pull-ups unbroken. 30 pull-ups unbroken. And so I'm splitting that up. Obviously, more back workouts, more volume, but a particular focus on pull-ups right at the beginning. One being high volume, like high sets, like high rep sets. Another one being just high volume, and another one being speed sets. So just really working on a lot of pull-up volume, basically. 2, I want to complete a half marathon.
Half marathon?
Yep. Ooh. So this is not so much, I'm not saying I want to...
For a time.
I don't want to race a half marathon. I don't want to... Nothing like that. No, I just want to just do it. Just complete a half marathon. So I got some brand new shoes, new kicks that came for Christmas. Thank you, Santa Claus.
Got to make sure you wear them in. Don't try and do it just off the bat.
Well, interestingly enough, so I got them. I got them and I was like, all right. Next day, I'm going to go for a run, and I got my old shoes out. Because my mentality is like, now I've got to wreck my old shoes before I can even lace his brand new shoes. So if you're like me, then you might understand that. Well. The next 3 mind ones, I've got 1, creating a clever infographic for every single house in the Legend of Cock Punch. And this has come out really just organically in what I've been really interested in at the moment. So Tim Ferriss has come out with his new NFT Cock Punch. I've been almost immediately getting into the fun of interacting with the community that's there, the unofficial Discord that's popped up, and I've been thinking of different ways that I can almost contribute back to the fact that I'm listening to all the lore that's coming out, the ELF, the emergent long fiction out of the NFT Cock Punch. But I tried summarizing it on Twitter one time, put in a good hour of summarization. No replies, nothing. So I was like, this is not good enough.
We don't play the games well enough. We don't spend enough time.
However, this was the interesting one. I did try to create a clever infographic, so a similar way, packaged in a different way. Completely different reaction. Got a lot of views, got a lot of interactions. I was like, it's cool.
It's still on Twitter.
Still on Twitter. Yeah. So
I'd recommend making a TikTok out of that as well.
I was thinking about it. But again, this goes back to what I was saying the other day about like, I'm probably not good at sharing information that's in such a concise way. I'm good at the informal conversation, maybe not so much at the talking in 60 seconds. Yeah. But I was able to pack enough information into like the visual that it seemed to be really useful for people. So I want to go and create various infographics in that sense. To be honest, purely, I just enjoy this. This is like total enjoyment for me. So
for sure.
Another one, I want to build a habit of doing 3 French classes at minimum before a workout. Been doing this. It's normally 2, just upping it to 3. So doesn't mean I'm only doing 3. Sometimes I'm doing 3 in the morning, then maybe 2 or 3 at night. So it's a total of probably half an hour each day. I'm happy with that. I just want to make it like I want to build it this month so it becomes a pure habit for the whole remainder of the annual goals to try and finish off the Duolingo French classes. I want to bring back a planning session with my significant other. December, folks, if you even like heard me talk about this on the podcast, or maybe not on the podcast, or you know me, it's been a hectic month. It's been a hectic month. Last couple of months have been hectic. So, trying to bring a day where actually I was just on a phone with her before, and I don't think there's been a day when something has happened where you could be like, oh, that day was relaxed from like start to finish, where we didn't have to like react or be alert for a particular thing. So we were like, just a day like that, or at least a few moments would be good. And lastly, I want to bring back the weekend breakfast lovely meals. So I haven't been doing that at all, really. So I want to just bring that back for sure in terms of having that be available, making time for it, making the effort for it, all that sort of good stuff. Those are the January 2023 goals as well.
I don't think I have much to add to that other than the half marathon. I'll be very intrigued. What's your plan for doing it? Are you going to run around an AFL field like I did? Are you going to...
No, I think the plan is, so I've got an extra week of holidays, more than I would otherwise, just because there's some forced leave.
Yeah.
And during that week, I was thinking of exploring. I already was thinking like, I want to just go into the city, go for a big walk. I like to do that. I used to really like to enjoy doing that. And then I looked at the Hamilton area, the new layout of Hamilton and the walk path that's along the river there. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but if you go to the airport, but in essence, this is
I haven't seen the new.
Right, this is long piece of new walkway runway that's next to the water here in Brisbane, and I think that if you go from basically one point of the city in New Farm area, you can run all the way there and back, and it's basically 21 kilometers. So I was like, you know what? That'd be kind of cool to just do that. Now, half marathon, does that mean I might be walking some of it? Yeah. Am I going to be running all of it? No. Am I going to be doing it sub 2 hours? No, probably not. Yeah. But it'd be fun to just go and do that for the day. Just go for the day, explore. Hell, I might even be like, I might stop and have a coffee or something. Have a cafe. That's okay. Like, so this is not.
That's pushing it.
This is not a. Well, I will give it to myself if I stop, grab a nice coffee, walk for 10 minutes, drink it, and then keep running. Okay. That'll be fine. Like I'd be content with that. I'd be content. So, but not like stopping half hour.
If you've stopped for more than 5 minutes, I'll call that.
I'll be the watch. I'll have my activity running for the whole half marathon, so that it won't be stopped. It won't be paused. It'll be like, I'll just be moving basically. Yeah. But I can't be stopped for more than a minute. It's basically my idea in this thing. That's not yet. So. Sure.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. I'm excited to hear how that goes. Well, I've been doing a fair chunk of running, but it's actually not in my goals anymore. It's kind of just established itself as part of my as part of my routine. So what am I going to do? Essentially everything from last month and then up it more. So instead of 45, it's going to be 60 approaches, and I'll do a dance class this time. Mm-hmm. This was, I didn't really have anything particular that I wanted to do with regards to integrating myself more into communities per se. So I've just said I want to start the podcast convos again, and I'm going to aim for 3.
Yep.
I haven't said do 3 because sometimes people pull out last minute, and it's kind of like, it's not really my fault. I hate setting goals where it's not me in control. This one's still just kind of standard. Complete these little mini lists. Keep experimenting. Don't get wrecked. Maybe do some DCAing. Yep. 30 hours of deep stretching. So basically aiming for roughly an hour a day. Mm-hmm. I have been doing 1.5 hours a day as when I'm kind of on form, when I'm doing well. And I've got another change up in my routine, which will actually help contribute to this, which was hurting me before. I do something special with my brother, so creating a memorable moment. He's going to Japan shortly, sometime, like mid-Jan roughly.
Yep.
So I got to do that early in the month. Accost Spanish speakers. I have been noticing. So when I looked up accost for the definition, it was like to harass sexually. So
you're combining it with the first one.
Yeah. So it's kind of what I have noticed is when I was going into the city recently, I did see a lot of Spanish people there, but they were always in groups, and it would usually be like a group of girls, 2 girls and a guy. There's way more girls, actually, I've noticed. I haven't noticed that many, and sometimes families.
Yep.
So I haven't said across Spanish girls, just said Spanish speakers. Basically, I'm going to say, like, even if it's uncomfortable, and I'm going to have to interrupt them and be like, hey, guys, I heard you speaking Spanish. Do you mind if I practice?
Would you interrupt with English or would you interrupt with Spanish?
No, with Spanish.
Okay.
So basically, like, they have to be speaking Spanish or have enough of an accent.
No, sorry. What I mean is, would you interrupt them in Spanish or in English?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, for sure. 15 hours of German, so just trying to keep that going. I had 5 hours was too little. I need more than that. More than that. So add more good habits and adjust to a new routine. So basically, the new routine is I'm not going to be going home, staying overnight when I'm at my parents' place anymore, which I was doing for a fair while. And that would kind of break up the routine. I would find it very hard to stretch on those days. I'd find it very hard to exercise on those days. And so I was fitting stuff around that. I'm not going to do that anymore. So I'll still go back every now and then, but it won't... it's going to kind of free up a full day, which used to be just full of stuff.
Yeah. Dedicated to other things, basically.
Correct. So, but what that does mean is usually when I went home, that was kind of my playtime. So that's where I would go on 9gag. That's where I'd like catch up on manga. That's where I would allow myself to just do stupid shit, which was good because I could kind of section it off.
It was like all in that time.
Whereas now I'm still going to want to have some playtime for those things. But now that I'm here all the time, I'm going to have to be very careful on like, okay, it's only, I'm sort of thinking like, it's only on a Monday where I'll allow myself to do that. Any sort of thing like that. Otherwise, it'll creep into other days and then just...
you'll end up more.
Much time doing stupid shit. And then 15 hours of coding. So that coding book, I surprised myself by getting through that. I actually thought that was the most ambitious of the goals from last month. But I got through it quicker than I thought I would. So I've got 2 out there at the moment. One is called Algorithms for Dummies, and it does have Python mentioned in the subtitle. So I think there is a bit of that in Python, and it's way more dense. It's not a kid's book anymore. It's kind of this is proper learning, like more. It says for dummies, but it's still it's a step up
between dummy, like from kids to dummies. There's some differentiation there.
Pretty much. So those are my goals, and it's going to be interesting to see how much of this I can do. So that's 60 hours of just straight up things that I want to be doing, and that's basically 2 hours a day of like a thing that requires, I guess, kind of deep work, I guess. So like it requires real concentration for those things. So I've just got to try and fit all that in, plus some of the other, I've got set up the podcasting meetup group for a Monday evening. I've set up a couple of other little mini things. Australia Day is going to come around, so maybe something could be done then. Who knows? So there's fair bit going
plenty
on
for January for sure.
My fitness, while I'm getting that up, how's your fitness been going, man? Have you ticked off any goals in particular, like your long-term goals?
None of the annual goals from a fitness perspective. And if I was to calibrate some of them, I probably would calibrate them now. However, I did make a bit of a shift from what I was doing from a training perspective to more of the old school training that I was doing. So still chasing some of the strength, but doing more bodybuilding type aspects of lifting. So I've been doing that for a couple of weeks. I've been really enjoying that. Super enjoyable. So, but from a strength perspective, I think it's just like, I probably retracted back a little bit to what even I was a couple of months ago. So there hasn't been any PBs or anything like that. Nothing as of recent, I guess.
Yeah, gotcha. So I haven't got any points, unfortunately, which is actually a first for all of these years, the last 3 years.
Wow.
I have actually usually gotten points in the first 3 months, usually up to the 10 to 20 range. Nothing so far.
Nothing so far. What are you closest on?
Probably the eyes closed, all of these three. So eyes closed, straight handstand, tuck, and straddle. Those were all... Yeah, I'm kind of playing with them at the moment. I'm getting 40 seconds right at the end of the session. So if I did it right at the start, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to get all 3 of those. It'd be nice to kind of get it without focusing on them.
Yeah, like
to be honest.
having to be like, I'm going to do this just distinctly for points.
Yeah, other stuff. I haven't got the flag wrist to touch my wrist, but I have got it to my foot to touch the ground. So that's kind of definitely improving on them. I've been just bulk doing all the straddle work, in particular the left. So, in particular, I hurt my right elbow and a couple of, basically right since the start of this, since October. And yeah, it was bugging me. So I've been staying off it a lot. I've been doing some little rehab stuff. Next month, I'm going to do some kind of proper rehab with a weight and do all of these things. And then hopefully in February, I'll be fully fit again and hitting it.
Let's hope he's back.
I've been doing a lot of work, man. I've been doing a lot of work, but I have been running. Running isn't part of any of these goals, so you could say I've kind of been distracted in that sense. But all of this involves using the right arm. I was gonna say,
there's a lot of this that is needed from like a elbow perspective. So
for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. What else have we got to talk about, Juan? Is there
I think that's everything.
Like general news or
I think that's
any things like that?
I think that's everything for the monthly goals for now. We make a close to 2022. We look into 2023. I would call out, folks at home, Immortalites, do you have goals that you want to share? At least, if you are still in the, I'm going to say old school method of annual goals and you're waiting for New Year's, what's a thing that you look at in terms of, this is what I want to do for 2023? Look, I'm not impervious to it. Like I do have that informal feeling that I think the year's coming to an end. It is. Look, it's definitely better than nothing. Yeah. Better than not doing it at all.
Yes.
There was a saying. I'm reading James Clear Atomic Habits at the moment.
Nice.
Or just started basically, but there was a little quote in it that how it's like discipline equals freedom.
Yeah.
And it was he wrote it another way, basically being like discipline is habits. So habit creates your freedom or something like that. So I kind of think like, okay, if you're doing some sort of goal setting in any case and you're trying to build habits, then awesome. That's whether you're doing it then when you're doing it at the start of like at some other random point of the year, doesn't matter. You don't have to wait till the 31st of December, but if you're going to do it, at least better doing it than not doing it. So, that's good to call it out, leave as a comment or better, send us a Bootstragram.
Yeah.
Do you have you want us to read it out directly? Perhaps have a bit of a look, review it. Hey, you want to get our thoughts on your goal? And you're like, look, I haven't wanted to be sharing this with anybody, but I'll share it with you guys. What do you think of the goal?
Yeah.
We'll come back. We'll talk about it.
For sure.
So, of course, we're talking about Bootstrams, and we've talked about it a little bit in the past, but how can you do that? So we are Valley for Valley enabled. So going to newpodcast.com.
New podcast apps.
Sorry, newpodcastapps.com. You'll be able to go around there and find, hey, looks like I can use, Curiocaster. I can go and use Fountain. There's a whole host of different things you can go and utilize to send through some Boostgrams, which is a form of a message with some sort of value attached. Now, you don't have to put the message, as we were just talking about earlier. You could send through basically just some value without any message. But if you like to add a message, it goes directly to us. We'll look at it. We'll see it.
We really appreciate it.
We will savor it, and it'll help out the podcast in the long run because we cannot run just on hopes and dreams. We do need some support, and the value that you provide us is hopefully the same value that we are returning to you in a value for value sense.
And this will come back if you get up to 100,000 sats donated. So a sat is a 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin. Ooh. So 100,000 sats at the current prices is probably about $20. What do you reckon? 25 maybe?
Probably about that, $22, something like that.
It's not a crazy amount.
Yep.
That will send you a t-shirt no matter where you are in the world. So,
exactly. We've had quite a few people already receive the Me Immortal t-shirt. This one right here.
One's wearing it.
I'm wearing it right now. So if you'd like to score basically a freebie of that one, make sure you send through 100 first. If this is your first time ever, Go and have a look. What is it that I'm looking at? Go into, Breeze, deposit $25, send it straight through. You get a free shirt.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how it works. So, if you want to do that, try it out. Give it a go. You're basically making money. You're making money at this point because we're giving you a shirt that's worth more.
Yeah, especially as Bitcoin price goes down. We're gonna stick at the 100,000.
Yeah, I'm not gonna shift it. It's gonna get to Bitcoin's gonna get to $200, and we'll be like, all right, so this shirt's $1.10.
There are people who are literally just throwing money at us, and by throwing money at us, I mean like they're paying us $20 and like 50 shirts.
Damn. All right, me and one lads, we're gonna tie it up there. I hope you enjoy the remaining days you got in December.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to all. Yep. Merry belated Christmas. Happy New Year.
Enjoy your break if you've got a well-deserved break. If you don't, good. Work harder for now. Be immortalized.